Welcome to this video on writing productively. So writing productively and managing time are essential for success at university and beyond. These enable you to prioritise your tasks, stay focused, reduce stress and maximise your productivity. By effectively managing your time, you can balance your academic commitments, your social life and personal interests, leading to a more fulfilling and well-rounded university experience, which, let's face it, most of us want to achieve. But this isn't always easy. So this video aims to provide you with some techniques to help you write productively and achieve your goals. So let's start developing this valuable skill today and take control over your time to unlock your full potential. Okay, let's go. Okay, so let's look at time management first then. Time management really does start with setting goals, and there are a number of different ways that we can do this. So first of all, really, it's important to have a schedule. Make sure you set dedicated time in your calendar for reading and writing. Usually reading comes before writing, but I appreciate that some students do it the other way around. But for those of you that are really looking for success here, then always concentrate on the reading to start with, whether that's your notes, books, etc. So when you make a schedule, so plan time in your diary, you can do that a number of different ways. You've got apps on your phones, you've got paper diaries, you've got schedulers that you can put up on your wall. Use whatever works for you, but I think what's important is to let other people know when you've scheduled that time in, and be sure to let them know so that they understand and also respect your study time. So if, for example, you've booked some time, and it could be in the evening, 7 till 9, you might be a working parent, maybe someone else will help with bedtime, for example. So make a schedule, but it's got to work for you, your own family commitments, your own work commitments as well. Make sure that you've plan that schedule and that you include achievable goals. So ones that you can measure, so it could be if it was reading, finishing a chapter or a certain amount of pages, or you might want to set a certain amount of words, say 500 words that you wish to achieve. It's entirely up to you, but having achievable goals and using a plan will help you, and it'll also keep you on track and motivated, and you can use that plan, those achievable goals, to review against on a regular basis. So that really takes us into daily progress, and that's about tracking your progress. Now that might not be daily, it might be weekly, but it does help you identify what works and what doesn't work as well. And it's important that you do create a system that works best for you. And with that system that will work for you, within your scheduling, within your thinking about when you're going to review your progress, make sure that you pick a time that's suitable for you and when you learn best, when you've got the least distractions around you. So you might find that working early morning works for you. You might find that actually that doesn't at all, and evenings are better for you. But there's obviously a reality around this about focusing, that you can arrange that around work, family, and other commitments that you might have. And that's really where avoiding distractions, or sometimes it's really difficult to actually avoid distractions, but at least limit those distractions. So things that you can do to help yourself on this include avoiding multitasking. It's impossible to focus on one task at a time, and there's research that substantiates that. In fact, that multitasking actually decreases your efficiency and increases the chances of making errors. So things where you might be multitasking might be that you're looking at your phone at the same time as doing some reading, for example. A really good technique to help manage your time and really stay focused is the Pomodoro technique. And the Pomodoro technique usually focuses on 20 minutes of study, followed by a 5-minute break, and then followed by a 20-minute study. And then when you've completed a cycle, you'll actually have a longer break. So it's kind of short bursts of breaks, followed by a longer period of study, but only 20 minutes, so it's really not that long at all. There's a number of different ways you can manage that. There are apps for the Pomodoro technique, so go to your app stores, Play Store to find, you just search Pomodoro technique or Pomodoro app and you'll find something. There are a number of different free ones out there, or you might just want to set a timer, 20 minutes, 5-minute break. But when you take that 5-minute break, move away from your workstation, do something and come back to it. It's really easy to not take those breaks in between, and then suddenly you've been studying for an hour and it's just too much. So again, we mentioned eliminating distractions, simple ones. I've mentioned about the phone, but put it on airplane mode, and shut your door, for example. And what you might also find is looking at your workspace may help avoid distractions. So let's look at that now. So having a comfortable workspace is pretty important. So set up your space, make sure that your desk, your chair, your monitor are all at the right height for your comfort. This can help decrease physical discomfort that can disrupt your studying. And if you are struggling with finding a space at home or in halls of residence, then think about using one of the study rooms that will be available on campus. So find a quiet space, see if there's a library study space or a study room on campus. Make sure that while you're setting up your space, you've got accessible supplies as well. So make sure you've organised all your materials that you need for your studying. So that could be highlighter pens, pieces of paper, notebooks, or it could just be having a fully charged device that you can work from. But again, this will help you stay focused and save you time. Now, in reality, what can happen is that you can have all your tools out, you can have all your books ready, you've got your workstation all set up, but actually you just don't know where to start and you get writer's block. So we've got some hints and tips to help overcome this. So ways that you can deal with a writer's block is join a writing group. So this is a great way of working with your peers. Now, ideally no more than probably 4 people, but it's a great way to talk about your work, get feedback, and you can do this like on campus, or you can use WhatsApp groups, have Zoom accounts, Teams, etc. But a writing group really can make a difference. We also need to actually make writing habitual, make it a habit. Make writing part of your daily routine. Set aside specific time of the day for writing, even really if it is just a short amount of time. It could be half an hour, but make sure across your weekly schedule that you've got time aside for studying. If you really do struggle, some students find free writing really helpful. Free writing is where you write continuously and quickly for a set period of time. You're not really thinking so much about the structure or grammar, you just focus on getting words out on paper. And you've got time to sort all of that out in your editing and proofreading phase, but sometimes just pick an area that you feel really comfortable with, really confident in writing. So that could be anywhere on your plan that you've written, and just start writing. Now that could be handwritten or using your devices and typing. So just to reiterate what I have just mentioned is you can write in any order. You don't have to start at the beginning. Start where you feel more confident. And the presentation, it really doesn't matter. You make sure that you do that in the editing and proofreading phase. There are times when you just can't overcome the writer's block. And it might be that there's something else going on at the time that's causing that. So it is important to reflect on what might be causing your writer's block and seek help if needed. Now that could be through your peers, it could be study support, it could be speaking to your course leader, having a pastoral tutorial, but make sure that you do seek help. Don't leave things to the last minute, stress, and then not get any work submitted or not getting the right type of work submitted. Do seek help. So checking your progress throughout this, I've mentioned it a few times already, is essential. And ways that you can track your progress. So check in regularly with yourself, monitor your progress, and adjust accordingly. When you do this, you might have a checklist of things that you need to complete. So if you've got a plan, you can tick off things as you go along. You might actually use a one-page document, a table of list tasks that you've got to do with dates associated with them, and you just tick off as you're going. And make sure that you do celebrate any progress that you've made towards your goals. Now, that could be buying yourself some chocolate, it could be going for a walk, it could be taking a cup of tea or chatting to some friends. Doesn't have to cost anything. But make sure that you do stay accountable. Ultimately, this is your work. And you're empowered to take control of that. So you might find having an accountability partner, so a peer, one of your lecturers, who can help you keep on track and stay motivated. And if you have got a study group, this is an ideal time to make that happen. And make sure that you continue to reflect on your methods. So as you start writing, you might find that the approach that you're taking isn't working. So if it isn't working, start to think about what will work. Find out from your peers what's working for them, speak to your lecturers, get ideas from them. But remember, these small steps really are still progress. This video is giving you lots of hints and tips to help write more productively and also manage your time in that process as well. Remember, this is all about making life easier for you. You've created a really good plan for your assignment, and it's really now down to putting this all together. By carefully managing your time, you're going to be able to balance your work, your study, your home life commitments in a much better way. You're going to feel less stressed and more confident about approaching that assignment. So it's now over to you, and you go for it.